Dissecting The Song.
Another Suicide Sunday.
Woo,
Back
woo.
to back to back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We are enjoying this. This is probably my favorite series that we're doing
Yeah,
as far as playlists. My name is Hos.
And this is Jose, baby.
We are Beans and Rice. We love satire. We have a main show, so to speak, that we normally live stream. We've had some technical issues recently, so we've kind of stepped away while we upgrade things. But we normally stream on Mondays live through IG, through YouTube. I don't know where else we stream.
Twitch.
Kick. Okay.
8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
8 p.m. MST.
Yeah. MS-13.
Nope, not that.
They're criminals.
They're outlaws. And you can check our merch out. bnrmedia.com. We have a lot of different things that we would like to wear if we weren't. It's not just, we do have merch stuff that's specifically our logo. So, but if you don't want that, that's fine. We have other stuff that isn't our logo that hopefully
we just do like
to
designs, cool designs.
We like being creative. We like
cool
making
shirts.
things. All of those have been made by us, and most of them without the assistance of AI.
Yeah.
If you can tell it's AI, that's AI's fault, not ours.
Yeah. Allen Iverson.
For sure. And again, you may already know one thing that we do want to bring up is that
your milk. You know what I mean?
Get your milk ready. Sometimes people are like, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, get some oats. Get some almond milk.
My computer's running slow. We'll clear your cache and
your
cookies.
All right.
Dunked cookies.
Proud sponsor of Suicide Sunday. Baby.
Yes, official sponsors, a local Utah cookie shop. Gourmet cookies, by the way, themed around basketball and other pop culture, but mostly basketball. Delicious cookies, including, but not limited to, cookies and Kareem, Pie Felicia, Lemon Che.
That was good.
They have Black Mamba. They have His Airness. Okay, a lot of different cookies. His Airness is red velvet, by the way. And a lot of people love
got the, was it like
velvet,
the Stockton to Malone or something,
which is a brownie chocolate chip cookie mix. The Diesel, which is a peanut butter chocolate chip cookie. A lot of different cookies for every single taste. And they ship nationwide. So if you don't live in Utah, you're not missing out. Just go online, dunkcookies.com, order it. They will ship it directly to your doorstep.
There you go. And they help us kick out Suicide Sunday while you guys become members. You know what I mean? For $2.99.
$2.99.
Catch the video on Saturdays, right?
Saturdays, it'll be a day early, so you can get Suicide started early. Suicide Sunday started early. And we'll release album reviews on there because we don't want to do a bunch of edits to avoid copyrights. Also, we'll have discounted merch if you are a member. For members that join the G59 crew.
Baby.
That's us, again, G59, because we didn't realize it was G59 and we already made shirts, and who cares? Anyways.
It was the fuck up, but you know what I mean?
It's a good one, okay? Take me home.
Got me fucked up.
But we have become fans of the Suicide Boys. We are on a journey to get to the Suicide Boys
to the
concert.
next veil,
And so I've never said suicide so frequently before. All these videos.
So casual.
And I'm sure if FBI's listening and tapping in, these guys are crazy. I better not start counting backwards anytime soon, because look at me.
Y2K.
I'm a light-skinned Puerto Rican mixed guy, so they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, if I injure my head and have a Band-Aid on my head, they're gonna think something else. But that being said, we have a song again. We were requested to listen to, review, react, a bunch of R words. Relax, guys. That's the word. Relax. Songs from 2015 to 2020. One last shout out to this individual, Dissect Beats _beats.
And we already had a couple in there that we were already going.
Yeah,
actually,
there was
not
one,
even trying. We had already.
Yep, and To Those I Love is one we've already recorded before we saw the comments. So I'm glad we got to see that.
Hey, but they don't know we've seen that one yet. Maybe you guys have.
Not.
You know,
and that is probably my top song in competitions with one of the others. But lest we forget, we're gonna immediately jump into a new song that was requested. And this song, I actually already forgot the name of it. Oh, Putride Pride is the name.
For Pride Month again, huh?
Okay,
right?
Hey, we have. Well,
maybe
I don't know if this will release.
Right?
I don't know if it's going to release on time, but if it does, then cool. But we are recording this in June.
Yeah,
I almost said September. That's a whole nother band.
Putride Pride. And look at the dollars, right? They're burning it from Target. They got rid of DEI.
Some people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah. So we'll see what this Putride Pride... Do you want to do any predictions?
Well, how many bombs are the Suicide Boys going to drop on this video? Man. Or how many blades?
Okay, I don't know. Again, we don't review these at all until right now.
Yeah.
I want to say in this one they're going to mention some sort of sexually transmitted disease. I don't know why, because those are putrid. No.
Well, I think maybe like a body that's rotten or something. You know, it's rotting away or something like that.
So I'll see if they mentioned.
And they forgot it in they always do like a classic car, you know?
Of course.
In the 1946 Impala or something.
And then they'll make some sort of 2000s reference because we've had Emerald Lagasse being referenced.
Bam!
Bam! We've had some NBA references. We've had the Sopranos referenced as well. So they have a lot of 2000s references. We'll see if there's any in this.
How many hot chicks are going to be on here making hot decisions?
Yeah, and Suicide Babes and Boys, shout out to you guys.
Couple SBs?
Yeah, SBs. Let's get these.
SBM, Suicide Baby Mamas.
I don't think I want one of those.
And SBDs, huh?
Baby daddy. Oh, man.
Hey, let us know if you're a baby daddy, if you're a SB.
Yeah.
You know? That'd be cool.
Maybe you guys have a little Romeo and Juliet situation going on, right?
Nice, bro. Imagine you get home and your parents are listening to Suicide Boys.
Oh, God. Man. You're the grown-up in the house at that point, right? They're always talking about that, like, my mom's bipolar, right?
Oh, yeah. They got conditions.
Yep.
Yeah. So. No healthcare. Hey, Trump is making pills cheaper.
Trials and Tribulations. And if they don't have one of those songs named Trials and Tribulations, they should. We're going to dive right in. Putride Pride. A short song, 147. Very possible.
Oh, wow. 147?
Twice.
Maybe 3 times so they behave. Yeah, they got the drugs. Came a long way from rock to my side. Walk on the black while I'm sipping on rock. Took a whole year off and we still on top. Still the same boy that came from Jefferson Street. Yeah, still the best friend that the devil keep. Yeah, always burning up, 666 degrees. Like scarecrow inhaling, throw away the key. Yeah.
As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry. As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry. As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry.
Lord of Loneliness is coming on.
As the years go by, all the things you
I like the voice layer.
Now you're wondering how come they never listen whenever you're talking. Know who the fuck just walked in, got the clear the yeah, fuck that, I'll be coughing to my coffin. And in my coffin I won't toss and turn. Instead of rest, I burn some sleep. Let me dream of sheep. Release me into the deep. Cover up my head with the sheep. As the years go by, the same fuck girls will be fucking the same fuck boys. As the years go by, the same hero you once had has been reduced to a toy. As the years go by, the drugs used to be fun, now they become a problem. As the years go by, before your life even begun, now it's coming undone.
I like that yell. They've used that in other songs too. I love the piano, by the way.
You know, for me, I was almost going to say this is my least favorite song.
I was wrong, by the way. I don't think it's
until the end. I like how they ended it.
Yeah.
I was like, are they going to
This is not my least favorite one. I might have to go back and rank them before we get too far into it. Once we get so far, I'm not going to rank them. That's too many.
Yeah.
But maybe in one of these episodes, I might have to rank so far my top 5. I don't know.
Like, I like how they tied everything at the end.
Yes.
That's what saved it for me.
I was wrong with the STD thing, by the way, but you were right with like the body rotting away. They're talking about how life progresses and things that used to be good, not, or you stay in the same trap where you're saying the same fuck boys, the same fuck girls or whatever.
It's like the same cycle. You think it's going to change? Like now they're 40-year-old fuck boys. You know what I mean?
You use premonition. You talked about suicide baby mamas and suicide baby daddies.
Baby daddies.
Exactly what we're experiencing. Let us know if you're one of them. That'd be interesting to see what the correlation is.
This one is kind of weird. You know, sometimes, because I couldn't figure out, like I've said before, like I like to listen to the cadence and figure out how they're going to rap. But like this one, I think even if you run it back, like I don't know if I could, you know how sometimes we read the lyrics and they kind of go, like we kind of guess on the pockets?
Yeah, I couldn't guess the flow on the pocket. So this reminds
even reading it, you know, it's like hard to say, like it's like offbeat.
Correct.
It's like a little yachty.
But in a good way where, like, if you listen to some Nas and Jay, especially early, there are times where they're out of the pocket of flowing, but it's odd because it's almost as if the beat is trying to catch up to them, and it doesn't sound awful, and these guys don't sound awful either. So it's kind of weird how they can do that.
It's like gliding.
They're like floating over the beat, yeah.
And where it's not like completely wrong, but it's like in a weird like space.
It's like this suspended in this time continuum thing.
In purgatory, right? Yeah. I think that's where we're gonna go. Triple
in
Six.
Putride Purgatory.
And I should have loved this song because it had a lot of references that I like. 666, 3 a.m.
Yeah, but you're still not liking it much. Maybe on the second, we'll listen. It's a very short song. We'll listen to one more time, and maybe you'll stand by your opinion, or maybe it'll change.
Okay. Here in a second. Okay, keep going until you want to pause. Right here. Dude, right here. Go back. Dude, one time I dated a girl. Go press play. When her jaw...
Her jaw locked?
Right here. Right there. Like, dude, I dated a girl and she had this.
A lockjaw?
And we would be doing dirty things. You know, she would be... You know?
So it must have been a quiet dating experience.
On that, I don't know when she was slobbing on the knob on that elote, you know, that Mexican elote,
and you esketed all in her face.
But that would happen, and it would like you would hear like the thing like pop, and it would be like, you know.
That sounds pretty bad.
I had to wait to get soft to be able to get out. It was like a Chinese finger trap, but she was white, guys.
A little trolley night crawler.
Yeah, but that would happen to her, and she'd be like, "Oh."
I thought it'd be a quiet household with that.
She would do that with. After I would give her the lap.
Slap my nut until your jaw.
Yeah, but that's like she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I have lockjaw."
Damn.
I was like, well, I got the fucking key, bitch. You know,
you run your mouth a lot, you know. Maybe if you took some rest days.
Don't lock the key in there. You know what I mean? How am I gonna get this key out the lock?
Came a long way from rock to my side. Walk on the black while I'm sipping on rock. Took a whole year off and we still on top. Still the same.
Is wok still popular, by the way?
Like the
drink,
the Asian food?
No, the drink.
Oh,
that's not a food. That's just the pan.
The wok, the pan. You know?
Yeah. I don't know what wok consists of, but I know that you mentioned him earlier. Little Yachty. I took the wok to Poland. That's a drink, I'm guessing, with some drug. Clearly,
yeah, because we don't drink like that. You know what I mean?
The big thing for us when we were younger adults was lean, which I'm sure people still drink it, but it's not
you had all the people,
popular.
The XXX Tentacion,
all the SoundCloud rappers drank it.
No, yeah, and all of them are the ones that died or fell off. You know, like
they leaned a little
fast.
too far.
Lil San, whatever the other guy from "You're Such a Fucking Hoe."
Lil Pump,
like all of them were like. On that, I wonder if this song, it was like, did they maybe take a break and then they came back?
Well, they said that they took a year off and they came back still on top.
Yeah, so this was almost like it feels like a journal.
Yeah.
You know?
Still the best friend that the devil keeps. Always burning.
And maybe that's the thing, is like they're talking about the consistency of life. So even though they took time off, nothing changed.
Yeah, I'm still a piece of shit.
Putride Pride, Talked about the key earlier.
As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry.
As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry.
As the years go by, another day closer to death, time is ticking hurry.
I wanted that voice to drop. You know what I mean?
Now you're wondering how come they never listen whenever you're talking. Know who the fuck just walked in. Got the clear, but yeah, fuck that. I'll be coughing to my coffin. And in my coffin I won't toss and turn. Instead of rest, I burn some sleep. Let me dream of sheep. Release me into the
That's pretty cool.
Rub my head with the sheep. As the years go by, the same fuck girls will be fucking the same fuck boys. As the years go by, the same hero you once had has been reduced to a toy.
That part was cool too.
Years go by, the drugs used to be fun, now they become a problem. As the years go by, before your life even begun, now it's coming undone.
I don't know why I enjoy that scream. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, see, I like how they tied it all together at the end. You know, that's what to me it's like. I did like the second listen more because I knew what to expect. But I like how they tie the whole song at the end.
Towards the end,
kind of.
Did you?
You get closure finally from the Suicideboys. I feel like
that's true. Maybe that should have been their last song of all time.
Because usually they end it randomly. You know, it's like, oh,
True.
I fucking snorted cocaine off a plane and, threw a chick into a ventilator and, put some penicillin on my toe, and then they just end it like that. You're like,
and then I stopped dead. Boom.
Yeah. And this one's like, oh, it's like cool. It basically, it was kind of like still like about death and stuff like that, but like you said, it was more like thoughtful in a way. If that makes sense.
It was reflective.
Yeah.
In terms of, I guess, just what they are, who they are.
Simon and Garfunkel-y kind of, like where it's like some kind of writing like that, where it's like.
Yeah, it's almost. They've always had melancholy, but I want to say another word to describe. There's something else.
Yeah.
To them, it's.
But you know what I mean, right? When it's like Simon and Garfunkel, like those old people that would write like cool stuff, that would write like, it's like sad and depressing, but it's not like overtly like about
daunting. I think that might be a good word. They have daunting lyrics, not super depressive. Some of them can be, but it's like overwhelming.
It just it makes you think. The song makes you like slow down and be like, oh, what the fuck? Because you're expecting like, and it's almost like they're just talking on this. That's what was pretty cool about this one.
Well, pride is the father of all sins,
and Putride.
And some of you are not good fathers. Maybe I don't know you guys.
Putride might have been the name of a girl, right? Putride,
it might be.
Proud Putride. Maybe she's a proud mom, single mom, working.
No, stuck up high in the air.
It's fucking the same fuck boys.
Catch a couple of raindrops when it rains.
A couple pussy boys.
Some of nature's neti pot, just get rid of that sinus infection. But again, Suicide Sunday, we love it. We love you guys. We appreciate the support.
This one was relaxing. Are you kind of relaxed or no?
It's the piano beat. And maybe even the way they approach
And I did figure out how they were rapping. They were rapping like to the tempo.
Yeah.
So like to the...
Not to the drum, yeah.
So they weren't rapping like on the snare. It was just like they were trying to just go with the tempo. Almost like their voice was an instrument.
I like their voice layering. They're really good at that. I find it funny that there's a lot of artists on labels and they don't have nearly half the good production quality that these guys have.
And they're doing it, I think, on their own, right?
Yes, and even if they're not, it doesn't matter. They're funding it because it's independent.
Yeah.
But
remember, I got rich on my laptop.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
So the layering of the voices, the effects that they're using, and there's full-on artists on studios with crazy advances and a label behind them that don't do this kind of effort on music production. So for that, I applaud these gentlemen.
Would you host, like, let's say we got rich off this laptop. We got a lot of people that subscribe, $2.99. People buy cookies.
Yeah.
What would we frame the laptop if we got rich from the laptop?
I would want to dip
what
it
would happen?
in either like copper or gold or something to.
But we could still be able to use it or no?
No, if we dipped it, we would not be able to use it.
But you wouldn't want to see like the inside, like be able to boot it again. You don't think that would be nice? You want them to be like permanently like not be able to use it.
Okay, maybe then because we'd have enough money.
We can plate it.
Theoretically, if we did, then we'd have enough money. I would replace the plate on the back to be gold or platinum or something, so it doesn't ruin any functionality, and then that way we could still use it.
Like a gold, but we could put it behind a nice display, like a nice we would have it up here.
Yeah.
And then we can be like, look, guys, we got the
like a trophy case.
But it's a cool laptop, That would be pretty cool. So I wonder what they did with their laptop. When you get that famous, like, what do you think
That's got to be something cherishable because it's Manny Fresh, how he holds onto all of his little keyboards.
His keyboards, yeah.
Yeah, that's got it. Because each keyboard has to have a memory. Even if it's just one song, or even if he just made a sound from it that was put into a song. I'm the same way. Like, the odd that these artifacts can contain memories.
Because it's like, what would you do with your first mics? Like for them, like they probably had some that are shitty, but they probably made some banger songs.
Yeah.
So like, what would you do as an artist? Like, it would almost be cool, like if you were, I guess, an artist, like a musician, to have like your own little museum. Like.
Well, that's what it would be. You can just trip down memory lane, and that's just good talking points. Like if someone comes visits and they ask about, or even if they don't ask, just tell them they're in your house, they're in your place. You bring it to them, and then you have a topic of conversation. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, I mean, then imagine maybe some of the stuff that maybe their friends or people find later. It's like, oh, I went to school with them, or this is like their shirt.
Yeah.
Because they have so many girls. Imagine how many girls have their hoodies. You know what I mean? From Screaming Ruby, bro. They probably
have a bunch of other stuff, too. Some of them probably save their used condoms.
All their DNA.
If they use them, yeah.
So that's like, imagine how many relics of the Suicide Boys are out there that it's like, bro.
Yeah, because honestly, if you think of it this way, as crazy as these gentlemen are, some of their fans have to be even crazier. And so if they
because you got Drake putting hot sauce, they don't even care. They're gonna get high if you touch that.
Oh, you think this sperm's gonna swim anywhere if you dust it with some cocaine?
Dude, you got Scrims or Ruby's condom that he left over. You try to sabotage it, dude. You pass out for 5 days. You wake up, you're in a coma.
You don't even remember what you were trying to get pregnant from. But
it neuters you or whatever. It spades you. You know what I mean? That freaking
Ace of Spades is
that
what they
lethal
drink,
leche,
yeah.
I think they call it. Huh? But I'm saying like they probably have a lot of cool like stuff that's lost.
Oh,
like,
of course. Lost to the sands of
from
time.
parties or crazy things that I was like, oh, imagine, remember when the Suicide Boys did this? Like,
or even I would even think like an outfit. Like, let's say you wear a hoodie, because I like to wear the same hoodies constantly. I like breaking them in, and then like you find out you made the money or that you went viral, and what you're wearing has to stick out in your mind, right?
yeah.
So I'd want to keep that too.
Or then it's like you lose it, you're like, oh damn, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm not famous. I don't have money like that at all. And there's hoodies that I don't know where I've placed them, and I'm
like,
mad
I
about
missed
it.
that hoodie, dude.
So,
I have that too. With a couple shoes that I've lost. I'm like, oh man, those shoes are cool. There's Jay Dilla, and I guess this is the last thing that I can say. But he had like, you know, he's like a legendary rap producer. But I think it was like a 2015 or one of those years. Like, he lived in L.A. That's where he passed away. But he's from Detroit, and he had a storage like in Detroit that his family didn't even know about, that it was just like forgotten, and then eventually they're like, okay, we're just gonna auction this off. Like 20 years later, a guy buys the unit, opens it up, and it's like a bunch of Jay Dilla's like beat tapes, his record collections, like unreleased
several
music,
$100,000 in there,
just
sure.
packed, you know. So they like, he like sold a couple, but then he like owned all of it. So it's like, damn, imagine like you run into that from an artist. That's like, that would be pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. I do like these guys' discography. Seem like pretty cool dudes. We're on our way to try to get to their concert in Salt Lake City. I believe in August. We'll pull up the dates
August
later,
we can do it for Leo season, you know? Tell me what's your sign. Tell me what's
Anyways, thank you for tuning in to Suicide Sunday. This is Jos.
And this is Jose, baby. We'll catch you next Sunday. I almost let my heart goes out to you.